Hello, it's a lovely late summer, early autumn day here, and I thought I'd take a few minutes to explain to you the Oryoki ceremony, which we're going to use on sesshin. Um, the Oryoki bowls, the Zen way of taking meals, is central to our practice. What I intend to do with this short video is to keep it short and to introduce basic Oryoki practice so that when you come on sesshin, you can take your meals in the traditional Zen way. Um, I'm going to strip it down to basics. I'm going to during Oryoki meals, chants are sung, and I'm going to take out the chants. I'm going to not at this moment teach the meaning and significance of the ceremony. That I will present on sesshin. So all I'm going to do here is the basic form with everything else taken out. This should allow you to arrive on retreat on sesshin with your bowls and practice with everyone else. Okay? So the Oryoki ceremony is divided into a number of sections. Over the next 25 minutes, 30 minutes, I hope to present those. First, I'll present the Oryoki bowls and set that you need to practice this ritual. Then I will show you how to get the bowls ready. Okay, and then the actual ceremony itself is opening the bowls, taking food, cleaning up, and wrapping up. Those 4 stages. Okay, so let's begin. First, I'll present the Oryoki set. Now, the best thing to do is to buy one online. If you can buy a good Oryoki set, that would be fantastic. You don't have to spend too much money. If you can't afford that, then I suggest you make your own homemade Oryoki set, and I'm going to suggest how to do that now. You can bring that along to sesshin. So let's begin. Okay. So this is the Oryoki bowls as they are wrapped up and ready to be used. This is just a name tag, which can be useful on sesshin because there are so many bowls stacked up in a line, but don't worry about that. I'll put that aside. Right. So the Oryoki set is made up of a number of parts. Let me present them. So let's just take this apart. Now, the first thing that makes up the Oryoki set is a wrapping cloth like this. Okay, this wraps everything up. It's a square cloth, as you can see, and it's large enough. If you see it, it's the length of most of my arm, really. So, and that's square. So that's the wrapping cloth. Okay, that wraps up your bowls, and it's never square like that in front of you. It's always in this diamond shape in front of you. Okay. In the wrapping cloth are what's most essential are 3 bowls. Okay, they nest into each other. There's a big bowl, the Buddha bowl. There's the middle bowl, and then the small bowl. Okay, these are the bowls you need. If you buy a set, you'll get these additional bowls often. One is a stand for the Buddha bowl, and the other 2 bowls can be used as a stand for the small bowl. Okay, what's essential is that you have 3 bowls that nest into each other: big, middle, and small. Okay. I suggest that the wrapping cloth is a piece of material that maybe you sew along the edges, or a pillowcase or something like that. A piece of material to wrap everything up in. Your bowls can be just 3 bowls of graduating size, of bigger size. They should be able to nest into each other relatively comfortably. And if they're made of ceramic, they'll probably chip. So, you know, some plastic or wood would be better. Okay, so these are the bowls. Okay, they nest into each other, as I said. Okay, and what you need is the three. These extra stands, don't worry about them. Okay. Now, on top of that, this is optional, is a kind of a tray called the hatan. And it's always black. Now, this is just something I've put together. It should be lacquered paper, kind of glossy paper. But I've just got a piece of black A4 paper here. It should be black anyway, not brightly coloured. And it sits on top of the bowls. And this makes a tray under the bowls to catch crumbs and everything else. It opens like this and goes under the bowls. And it folds like this in three. You see the way it kind of folds in three and then in three again. Okay, I'll do that again. The hatan folds in a Z-shaped three of equal sizes, and then you end up with that. And then it folds again in three. And then you see the top left corner and the bottom right corner of the square when it's folded. If I just grab the top left corner and bottom right and pull, it opens. Okay. This hatan is totally optional. And you can dispense with it if you wish. That goes on top of the bowls. Okay, so now we're putting our bowls together. Now we fold up the bottom first and then the top. So it just goes over the bowls, the bottom, and the top comes back over. Okay. Now on top of that goes a napkin. So the napkin is really just a rectangle of material like that, folded in half. Okay. And then folded in three. The Z, we see the Z pattern again, folding things in three. This happens a lot. So you fold it in three. And then it should be placed on top there. With the corners here, the two corners on the front left, so that if I took these two corners, I could just open it. Okay? So this is the napkin. That's what it looks like. It's rectangular. That will go on your lap during the meal. Okay. Now, on top of that is a water board. You can dispense with this totally as well. This is just one I've made up. It's a piece of wood that's black. We've got black lacquered paint. This is way too thick. Should be about a third of that width. But again, you can totally dispense with the water board. It has historical reasons, which I'll explain later. That goes on top of the napkin. But if you're dispensing with that, what goes on top of the napkin instead is the utensil bag. Now, the utensil bag is just a bag, and it holds the things you need to eat with. Could be an envelope. Could be a piece of material that you've sewn up. Inside that are a normal set of chopsticks. Okay, chopsticks. A spoon. Okay, and a spatula to clean up things, which is called a setsu. Okay, so they go in there, chopstick, spoon, and spatula, and that goes on top of your napkin or water board if you're using one, with the opening closest to you. Right, we're almost done. Last thing is this square piece of material, which is like a handkerchief. And this is a drying cloth used to dry up everything when you have washed up. And you'll see that later. That goes, so the drying cloth is just folded in half, okay? It's folded in half. Okay. And then you put it on top of everything and fold it back towards your body. So it's fully open now. And that is everything in the Oryoki kit. Now let's just tie it up. Put your left hand on top. Grab this left wing here. Pull it over. Put your three middle fingers underneath it. So you're holding it with your thumb and little finger. And these three fingers are underneath. Okay. You're holding it. Then you just grab the right side, lay it across, and then hold it between the kind of peace sign fingers here. Okay, I've got it there with these two fingers. And then you just pull that underneath to make a knot. Okay, that's one knot. Then you make a second knot, right? So you make a second knot just as if you were tying an ordinary knot. Tie it there, just bring them together, put one underneath as you do with a knot and pull it out, making the right side of the knot more sticking out like a rabbit ear. And this shows you the correct orientation of the bowls when you pick them up, so that you know the big ear, the big rabbit ear in the knot is on the right side, that you don't have your bowls backwards when you take them up. Okay? So with 3 bowls, chopsticks, spoon, small spatula, a wrapping cloth, a napkin, and a utensil bag, of course, and the drying cloth, you can make up your own homemade Oryoki. Okay, so how do you use the Oryoki kit? The first thing you do in the ceremony, and let's begin, opening the bowls. You handle the bowls with 3 fingers, 3 tripod fingers like that. You pick them up, first of all, touch the bowls to your head, place them down. With your left hand, put the tripod fingers on and open the knot. Okay? There's a fancier knot I'll show you at some other stage. Okay? You've got the knot open, then spread out left and right. Okay? Now, on top of the kit is the drying cloth. What we do is we fold it back over to ourselves, just like we did there. And then we fold it in 3. And then we fold it in 3 with the right side coming into the body. And then we flip it over like that. Okay? Now we lift up the utensil holder and the drying cloth in a clockwise direction and put it there just in front of us on the ground. Okay? Now, the water board is under there if you're not using one. It's just the utensil holder and the drying cloth. Next we open the napkin. Remember to put your kit together correctly so that you can open the napkin by touching the front left-hand side of the napkin, and getting those 2 corners there, you just, if you've put your kit together correctly, you can take them with your thumbs and just open them. Okay? And place it on your lap, just like that. Okay? Napkin is open. Now we open the front and the back. Okay? Now the front and back, now we have this diamond shape. Okay? The next thing we have to do is tuck in the front and back and left and right. So we just tuck it in like this to create a kind of a star. Front, back, left, right. Okay? Now this is really like a lotus leaf. So we've tucked it in. There's a little triangle here, 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 and here. And now we open the hatan. So again, top left, bottom right. Pull it and place it underneath the bowls, placing the bowls to the left. If you've no hatan, you just move your bowls to the left. Okay. Now, all you do is set out your bowls next. Now, forget about this stand, okay? If you have stands, set them up first. Put the stand under the Buddha bowl and the 2 there. If you have no stands, just have your Buddha bowl to the left, then do your smallest bowl, lifting it with your thumbs, then your middle bowl. Okay. The 3 bowls. Biggest on the left, middle, and smallest on the right. Last thing we have to do is put out our utensils. So we open our utensil holder, push up the utensils. Again, we make a Z shape at the bottom. First out, always, chopsticks. Chopsticks come out like this. Just look. Out they come, turn, place it down, handles to the left. Second out is the spoon. Same movement. Out they come. Turns. And have the spoon so that you have the bowl open. The bowl open, handle to the left. Bowl open to receive food. Okay. Last comes out the spatula. Comes out unlike from the bottom. It comes out from the top like this. And the spatula comes out with the spatula handle facing away from you, and it goes in between the middle and third bowl. You place your utensil holder down under your drying cloth, and the bowls are open. Stage 1 is complete. Okay. The next stage is receiving food. Now, to receive food, of course, there are chants throughout all this, and on sesshin you just chant when everyone else is chanting and follow along. The main thing is that you know the form, and then you'll be able to follow along. To receive food, servers come to serve the food. When they come to serve the food, gasho, like that, bow to them, then pick up your bowl, always starting with the biggest bowl and working your way towards the right. Hold it out. Okay, they'll fill it. When you have enough, because the oryoki, you don't say, no thanks, that's enough. It's a silent ritual. You get your 2 fingers and you lift them like this to say, that's enough. Put your fingers, when you have enough, like that movement. If you want a little bit more, you can do this movement, a little bit more. Enough. Then you bring your bowl to the left-hand side and you bow. You place it down. You receive food in exactly the same way for the other bowls. Okay? The server comes, you gasho, you lift your bowl with the tripod fingers, you hold it out, you have enough, you go like this, you bring the bowl to your left-hand side, you bow, and you place it down. Okay? The default position for your hands, you don't lean on the table, you have them in zazen, the zazen mudra here, when you're not using your hands. Okay? Now, we'll be eating on a table, probably not on the floor, so it'll be a lot easier, actually. So the food is served. Sometimes you get 2 additional bowls and you just place them here to the right. And you don't pack them up, they're collected separately. Now, during this part of the meal, sometimes there's an offering to the hungry spirits. So you take a few grains of rice with everyone else when they're doing it and place it at the end of your spatula here, spoon, at the end of the handle. It'll be collected during the meal. Now, at another point, it's time to place the spoon in the Buddha bowl. So when everyone else does it, you pick up the spoon with 2 hands, place it in the Buddha bowl, the big bowl, with the handle facing directly out away from you. Then the next move is you pick up the chopsticks and place it on the middle bowl at an angle like that. Handles away from you, okay? And then there's more chanting, and then the bowl is picked up at one stage. You pick it up, you hold it at eye level, which is out of shot. You hold it directly in front of you at eye level with the spoon facing away, and the chant is done, and when the chant is complete, you can begin eating. You always eat with the spoon handle facing away from you. You start with the Buddha bowl with 3 tastes of the rice usually. It's usually rice or something like rice in the main bowl. And that is unseasoned, and you take 3 tastes. Okay, you never put your lips to the Buddha bowl. And then you can continue just eating. Usually it's rice in the main bowl, soup in the middle bowl, and some kind of vegetables or pickles there, sometimes additional dishes. Okay, you eat with your chopsticks, you can drink the soup here, you can eat your vegetables here. Try and not leave the Buddha bowl empty, so if you're using the spoon for the soup, put the chopsticks on the Buddha bowl to eat your soup. Okay? Now at some stage the clappers, which are 2 wooden blocks, go and seconds are announced. When seconds are announced, everyone stops eating. We begin eating together and we end eating together. Seconds are announced, even if you're not finished, stop eating. And seconds are served just like the food was served in the beginning. With one additional thing. If you don't want food, you block your bowls. What do I mean by that? If I don't want rice, I leave the spoon in it. The server knows not to serve rice there. If I do want rice, when the server comes, I lift up the bowl, take out the spoon. When I have enough, instead of the fingers, I lift the spoon. Say that's enough. Okay. They do the Buddha bowl first, then the servers go away, they come back and do the second bowl. If I want more soup, I shouldn't leave chopsticks there, I should leave them there. The bowl is not blocked, that means I want more, so I hold it out. If I don't want more, I keep the bowl blocked with the chopsticks. Okay? Similarly, they serve that bowl and they go away. And if I don't want the third dish, before they come back to serve the seconds of the third dish, I can block my bowls, saying I don't want any. Or if I do want any, I'll leave them open with no chopsticks on and take the food. And we don't start eating again until the clappers go and we all start eating again together. Okay, we finish our meal. When the meal is finished, we have to clean up. Okay, we all begin cleaning up together. During the meal, if there's an offering to the hungry ghosts, it will be collected. Okay, and I'll talk about that later. The first thing we do to clean up, so this is the next stage of the Oryoki ceremony, stage 3, the cleanup. First thing we do with our left hand is we take the spatula, which is used to clean up, put it in the big bowl and take out the spoon. Okay, spoon first. Clean it in your mouth like this, covering. Okay, covering your mouth, clean it. Put the spoon down, bowl closed this time, bowl down like this, bowl closed. Handle to the right this time. That's cleaned, mouth cleaning. Second is we clean in our mouth the chopsticks. Same again, hide it. Okay, we've done that. Put the chopsticks down, handles again to the right. In the beginning, the handles were to the left, now they're to the right. Okay? Now, what we do is we dry clean any morsels of food with the spatula and put it in our mouth. We do the big bowl, then we take any food there, middle bowl, and then small bowl. When we're finished, place the spatula in the big bowl. That's the dry cleaning. Next is the water cleaning. So the servers will come and serve water to clean your bowls. When they come, again, as usual, you gasho, you hold out your bowl, and they serve water, warm water or tea. When you have enough, you lift your spatula. You take out your spatula and use that to say enough. How much is enough? Well, you will transfer the water from the big bowl to the middle bowl, and from the middle bowl to the small bowl, you'll see. It ends up in the small bowl. So take no more water than will fit in your small bowl. Okay, they've served the water. Enough, thank you. I then bring it to my side, my left side, I bow, and I start cleaning my bowls with the spatula. Cleaning as best I can all the morsels of food. When I think that is clean, I will transfer the water to my middle bowl. We always work from left to right. Transfer the water to my middle bowl. There's now water in my middle bowl. Okay. I need my drying cloth now. I take it in my hand. I place the spatula in the middle bowl where there's water. And I dry my Buddha bowl with my drying cloth. That's the square cloth, different to the napkin. Dry it. Get it nice and clean and dry. Put down the Buddha bowl when you're finished and leave the cloth in it. Now, the water's in here. You leave the bowl where it is, down on the ground. Don't pick it up. Clean the bowl with the water. When you're finished, you want to move this bowl here and this bowl here. There's a fancy move for that. You go like this. You just cross your hands using the tripod fingers and switch the bowls around. The smallest bowl and the middle bowl. Okay, switch. Now the smallest bowl is in the middle, and I transfer the water to the smallest bowl. The water is now in the smallest bowl, which has been moved to the middle. I put the spatula there and I dry my middle bowl. Get it nice and dry and clean, and then I place it. Always try and make no noise or as little noise as possible. Place it in my Buddha bowl with the cloth inside. Now the smallest bowl is in the middle, and now it's time for the washing up. First thing I wash is the spoon. Put the spoon directly in like this into the small bowl, into the water, and I use my spatula to clean it. I then dry the spoon in the cloth, which is in the nested bowls to my left. And now that the spoon is dry, I place it in my utensil holder. Very nice. Next, move on to the chopsticks, always in this order. Wash the chopsticks. With my spatula, wash the chopsticks. Now I dry it in the cloth, which is in the big bowl. When I've got it nice and dry, I place the chopsticks into the utensil holder. Great. What's left? Oh, only the spatula. Right, so I lift that up, use my thumb and finger to clean the spatula in the water. I dry that, nice and dry. And then I stow that with the wet bit, which I've used sticking at the top. Okay, now that's all my utensils washed, dried and put away. So I put the utensils back down. What's left? Oh, I've got water in my middle bowl here, which was my smaller bowl, which I swapped. And this will be collected. So there's a chant where I hold it in front of me. The servers come and collect just the clear water. So they come with a bowl and I pour the clear water in. And I keep all the water with residue, which I will drink. So with everyone else, at the moment everyone else drinks, you drink that water. The water you've given to the servers will be taken away and given to nature. And then I just have to dry this last bowl. So I dry that nicely. Dry up that bowl. Okay, great, get it nice and clean. Now instead of leaving the bowl, the drying cloth in the bowl, this time I keep it in my right hand. I nest my final bowl. So now you've nested your 3 bowls. And if all you have is 3 bowls, you just move them to the center then. But if you have these other stands, you nest them now as well. Okay. Now all the bowls are nested, and I can use my drying cloth to clean up any crumbs, just brush them away. If I have a hatan, I now lift up my bowls, take out the hatan and fold it and place it on top of my bowls. This is the final part of the Oryoki ceremony. We're now wrapping up. We've cleaned up, now we're wrapping up. If you don't have a hatan, you just don't do that step. Next, what we do is we open the diamond. We're wrapping up now. We open the diamond shape, okay? And now let's wrap up. Back closest to you first, stick it over. Then the one furthest away, stick it over. Now only the left and right wings are sticking out. Next comes the napkin, which mine has been falling around a bit there, but it should be on your lap. Your napkin. Mine is a little too small. I still have the drying cloth, by the way, in my right hand all the time. How do I put the napkin away? I hold the top of it with my left hand. I put my right hand underneath and I grab it with my finger there. See my finger? And then I do this movement. I just let it fold over like that. Okay, now it's folded in 2. And now I do my Z movement with the right Z closest to my body, see? Great. Now it's in a nice rectangle. I slide my right hand down the bottom, turn it, just flip it over and stick it there so that the corners are at the front left ready to be opened next time I use my bowls. Okay, that's the napkin on. Next goes on the utensil holder with the opening closest to your body. And the water board if you're using one. If you're not, just the utensil holder. Okay, all I've got left is this drying cloth in my right hand. So what I do is I let that open, and it's slightly damp and wrinkled, so I go 1, stretch it, 2, stretch it again, 3, 4. Stretch the 4 corners of it, okay? And then fold it in half, like that. Place it down away from you and fold it towards your body. Okay. Now that's everything. I just have to tie it up. Okay, so let's tie up these bowls. I place my left hand on top of the bowls. I take the left. You should always show respect for your bowls. I take the left side. I pull it over again. I have my 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3 underneath. My thumb and my baby finger sticking out here. I hold it. Then I get the right. I place it over here. This bit is still sticking out here. Place it over here and take it between my peace fingers. here, and I grab it with those two peace fingers and I pull it under, holding this with the other hand, and make my first knot. Now let me make my second knot. Bring it around, make a normal knot, stick it underneath and pull it, making a large rabbit ear on the right to show you that this is the right orientation for the bowls. The ceremony is over when I, just at the, like the beginning, I touch the bowls to my head and I place them down and gasho. I'm just going to stick my name tag back in there. Okay, so that is the Oryoki ceremony. You can make your own bowls, homemade bowls. It's easier if you buy some online. You don't need the black paper tray, the hatan, and you don't need the waterboard. You do need everything else. And the 4 stages are opening the bowls, being served food and eating, seconds. After serving, of course, is cleaning up, which is really the 3rd stage, cleaning up and washing up. And 4th is just wrapping up. That's the ceremony. Open the bowls, 1. 2, being served and eating. 3, cleaning up and washing up. And 4, wrapping up the bowls. It's quite a simple ceremony. It looks complicated. When you've done it, practiced it 2 or 3 times, it'll come as second nature. So this is how we will take our meals on sesshin. So thanks for your attention. I hope this is a useful film. In terms of the meaning of the Oryoki ceremony and the chants, I'll talk about those more on sesshin. And all I'll say is that the bowls are central to our tradition. Monks and nuns are given them at ordination, and lay practitioners, as well as monks and nuns, use them in daily practice in our tradition. They're as important as the kesa, as the robe, like the rakusu or the okesa that we wear on our left shoulder. So I hope you enjoy your Oryoki practice. I had a lot of resistance to Oryoki in the beginning. This formal choreography and dance to take a meal, but in the end, its beauty is full of teachings. And I think on sesshin we'll talk more about the significance of how the bowl contains the universe and how it is the universe that feeds us. And that's why the spoon is sticking away from you. It's not me feeding myself, it is the universe that feeds us in Oryoki. So I look forward to practicing with you.